Hi, and welcome to Understanding Your Blueprint. I'm Julie Renee, the author of Your Divine Human Blueprint and the 100% You Formula. So I am the expert on the blueprint, and this is the first time that I'm teaching in this way. I wrote those books a few years back, and we're doing some really new and revolutionary exploring of the blueprint. And as we've gone through part by part, I'm discovering quite a bit more detail about the human blueprint. So we're going to be taking 6 hours to really have a candid conversation. It's not a clearing class, it's a conversation about what's happening in the blueprint and how each aspect of the blueprint supports and works with all the other aspects. So in training one, we'll be doing perception for an hour. And perception has to do with mental and emotional. So those are the two things that we're going to be really looking at: perception, mental and emotional aspects of our blueprint. And then the second hour, we're going to be working with essence. In essence, we have a big class for, so there's more than we'll be able to cover in an hour. But we're going to be talking about spirit, essence, and all the parts of spirit that maybe you don't even know about, like your presence for one thing, and your existence for another thing, life force, high self. So there's a whole list of things that are part of spirit. We're going to be looking at those things in spirit and really understanding how that works with perception and then with matter and energy. In training 2, we're going to be working on matter. We're going to be looking at all the things that are physical, our cellular body, but our whole physical, everything that's physical, including the DNA. And then in the second hour, we'll be looking at energy and our energy body, and really hopefully covering everything in there in the hour. So it's not a clearing class again, it's really taking a look at how everything interacts with each other. And our energy body includes, of course, the chakras and the aura, the meridians, the human spirit access portal, the halo. We're going to be one by one, nadis, all those energy systems. A lot of those were added later, weren't part of the original blueprint. So you're going to be looking at that and when they were added and what their function is. In training 3, which is also a 2-hour training, we'll be looking at the supporting realms. And those are very, very important to examine. How does the realm of Genesis, or the field, you could call it realm or field, but how does that work? And in what dimension is Genesis in? And all of these fields, what dimension are they in? So Genesis would be where we do cellular neogenesis, DNA obliteration, those things that really help us to restore and rejuvenate and make the body younger, grow back glands and organs that have been surgically removed, grow back something that people think is dead, like an adrenal that has been diagnosed as failed and no longer functional. We can grow that back. So Genesis is where that happens. Then we're going to be looking at embodiment. And embodiment you can think of as the part of the physical body that holds or supports, embodiment supports spirit living in the body. And that, you can think about that interchangeably with the word soul. So spirit and soul are different. So embodiment, that field of embodiment, is really very much soul. And we're going to take that apart and look at that in some great detail. We're also going to be looking at how quantum and the quantum field works. And the quantum field is much bigger than just the field of transformation. So we're going to be looking at how we use and get into those higher fields, but also what's happening in the lower fields of the quantum realm or quantum field. And finally, we'll be looking at the realm or field of amplification. And we think about this as the law of attraction field, but when you're regenerating, starting like with an organ, you're going to start a cascade of new cell growth. That's part of amplification too. And you're wanting to amplify your wealth. That's in amplification. So we're going to look at how that field works, part of our blueprint, part of the big blueprint, and we're going to look at how everything came into the blueprint. What was the timeline for that? Was that an original feature of our human blueprint, or was that something new? Was that added recently? Was that added a long time ago? So we're going to take a look at what we have and how everything works together. This is a apprentice class, as I said, which means we're going to be going into a great deal of detail. If you haven't trained with me before, you're going to realize that we use a lot of words and language that maybe isn't in our common language, but I'm going to try and make this really clear and understandable to everybody. I'm very excited about this class, and really looking forward to the people who want to know, because I am going to share everything I know in detail in charting. So you're going to have these wonderful charts in the member site that you can use, and also the replays, videos and audios will be there along with the transcripts of everything that's discussed. So you're going to get the definitive guide to the Human Blueprint from this moment. Hope to see you in class.